Hello everyone, this is Garage Gym Junkie from GarageGymJunkie.blogspot.com. I've had a few questions so far about what my garage gym is like. So, let's walk you through it. First thing I'm going to do is I will start with this side of the gym. Okay, so this side of the gym, first thing you'll see is my bumper plates. Bumper plates, I love them. The reason I ended up getting them is with something I'll show you later. Is on Christmas one day, went to do a snatch, flipped it over my head, the barbell metal plates hit the ground, everything's smashed. Next week, Christmas money, outside getting barbell plates. These are probably my favorite so far. These Rage ones. I really like the Rage equipment, Rage Fitness. Shout out. Also, these ones down here I got from Linux. These are just recently. I got to give a shout out to Linux too. They were really good. Took 2 days to get here, and it's 160 pounds of weight for $289. So actually, since I ended up getting more than I had planned on because they were at a discount with free shipping, big word, free shipping, I ended up starting selling some metal plates. Also back here, you will see PVC pipe. One of them actually, I did what Mike Bergeron had said. Bergener had said, and taped up with the lines of where it would be on the barbell, so that way I could effectively practice my snatch in the Bergener warm-up. And back here's my sled. Picked that up off Craigslist. Craigslist, great tool when you're building a garage gym. And because of Westside Barbell, I do use those a little bit often. You also saw bags of sand back there, which I'll explain later. On here, you see my computer doing some movie-making magic for us here at GarageGymJunkie.blogspot.com. A makeshift GHD and back extension. In this garage, don't have room for a full GHD, so we do with this is that we can move it quickly, and hopefully one day in my own gym, we'll be able to have it. Next, back here, we got the big weights. We got the 45, 35s, 25s, and then the ab mats on top. Ab mats, best thing ever created. Get a pair of those and live with a pair of those. They are the best. But the plates all picked off Craigslist. I think I average about 33 cents a pound. There's actually 2 more 45s on there until yesterday. Yeah, as of yesterday, I did sell 2 pairs of 45s. And that's because I bought extra of the bumper plates. And I still have 1330 in weight. So I'm actually trying to clear out some of my metal weights, get some more bumpers. I like my bumpers. Back here in the background, you see the power cage. The power rack, full cage. Full cage, got the pull-up rig with the rings attached to it. Rogue straps. They're probably the best straps I've found yet. Also back there, it does have the cable attachment. Back when I first built the gym, I was into bodybuilding. Cable attachment was a must with the cable with them. I do use it every once in a while, more for the rows. Practicing Olympic lifting. Getting some hard delt work in when you're doing presses is just making sure the body keeps symmetric, and it's important to it. Also on there, I do have my 1,200 pound tested bar. Best bar I've had yet. Use it all the time. I love it. It's not the one I Olympic lift with when I'm practicing my Olympic lifts all the time, but for my accessory movements, pushes overhead, clean deadlifts, that type of stuff, I do try to pull out the powerlifting bars that holds a little more weight. It's 1,200 pound tested. Then I don't want anything to break again. Also back here, as I told you before, I was into bodybuilding before. So I do have the standard weight curl bars. I do keep them around as every once in a while you do some biceps. You got to make sure everything stays symmetric. And I use them for triceps a lot. Also down there, you'll see the 3 Home Depot buckets. Top one's filled with chalk right now. Got plenty of chalk here. The bottom 2 are for farmer's walks. If you've seen some of my older posts, what I do is I fill those up. They can hold 100, 110, 120 pounds worth of weight, and you can farmer's walk with them. And then with those handles that come on those buckets, your grip is done by the end of it. Also down there, you'll see the whiteboard in the background. But the more important things are the 2x4s, which we use as parallettes here in the garage gym. Everything can be made into something. And then the wrist wheel, which, let's see if we can get a better picture of it back there for you. Right there. All right. The wrist wheel. If you talk to Zach Evanish now, Zach Evanish suggest. He used to just Iron Maiden. This is the one that I got. But the wrist wheel is very important. Forearms are probably the most important thing that you can work on, as they are your whole arm and work into your upper body in many ways. Your grip and form, very, very important. Also back here have some bands, some different things I've picked up over the years. These bands are used more for accessory high rep movements. Also things such as band push-ups. But the bands I use for things such as banded box squats, banded bench press, future deadlift, stuff like that, are actually in my car right now because I was training someone and I had them in my car and I had to bring them into them. But those are two bands that are the same. Have a pair from Rage, have a pair from Westside. Great accessory things you need to have are bands. Also back here are two jump ropes. One was weighted. I have another weighted, but I took the weights out of this one actually when I was learning the jump rope. Then you have the nylon. I always suggest people have nylon jump ropes. It really helps your hand-eye coordination because of the speed that rope can get at. You really have to concentrate to get them to go through. Also got the Rogue SR1. Speed jump ropes, you don't find them on Craigslist. You got to buy them. Spend a little bit of money. I've had this one. I jump on pavement almost every day. And it's withheld it all. And I'm sure I'm going to have to get another one by the end of this year, but definitely worth it. Also back here, you'll see all of the cable attachments. Have a lot of them. Also, you see a TRX bag. I don't use TRX. I'd like to learn a little bit more about TRX. I feel it could be a useful tool. Also way back there, you see the dip belts. Got two of them. Have one that was actually makeshift. It's a piece of rope tied around. I had a chain that hung from it. I love it. I still use it. Also down there, I have the mats. The mats can be used for a ton of different things, whether it be gymnastics work, mat pulls. I also have used the mats, since this is the foundation to the house in the garage. One thing I do is when I do an overhead lift in here, just in case I'm going to miss it, I put the mats down either side. Because even when I have bumpers on, if they drop, I just want to make sure that nothing bad happens. You got the chair. That doesn't come out very often, so you can see it there. That just folded up in the back. Back here, this was the barbell I was talking about. Yeah, went overhead, whoosh, crack, weights crack, barbell crack, everything. But that happens when you go on Craigslist. I hope to get a good barbell soon. Been looking at a few different ones. Been saving up for them. Hopefully after my Olympic lifting seminar with John North, I'll be able to get one. And by the time I'm at USAW this summer. Also back here, I got two axles. I love the axle. People talk to me all the time. I love it. You can't go wrong with the axle. I believe you can do just about everything on it. And I believe it's great for your forearms. Also back here, I have powerlifting bar. It is the 32 diameters, but I've only tested it for 600 pounds. I don't think it's going to go much heavier. But we have it around for teaching people the lifts. Back here, mountain bike 1, mountain bike 2. The smaller weights are here. Here are the 5, 10s, and 2.5s. You got to have them. Great weight change plates. Up here, first I showed this back here. Got all my clamps back here and standard weights. As you can see up here, my standard my dumbbell handles are the old screw-on, so we do keep standard weights around just in case we're practicing with dumbbells. We don't do it very often. We're very big on barbell movements here. We have the Sparks back support. I've had a few of them. They wear quickly. I use them especially with people I train as they're inexpensive. As people learn and if they need the back support, we allow them to use them. But that isn't the one I use. Also back here, you'll see the cones, lateral movement, change of directions, CrossFit Football Nation. Also, really light pair of dumbbells just found laying around. These are probably my favorite clamps. As you saw back there, I got plenty of clamps. But these are from Rage Fitness. I have 2 pairs of them. The Rage Fitness brand, absolutely love it, as I said before. They actually are Velcro. They Velcro around the bars. I've never had them slide, never had them move, never had them give on me. I use them all the time. Pulling that Velcro on and off, and they don't wear out. They were good price too. I got my first pair 2 Christmases ago now. I bought a few. Bought one other pair since, and they're still all going, and I use them every day. Also, wherever I got my rings from originally came with these straps. Never suggested. As I said before, Rogue straps, had to buy them. That was the way to go, but I kept the rings I had with them because I liked them. Also, as a kid, everyone knows about the perfect push-ups. Have those. Chalk. And another CrossFit Football Nation shout-out, the Evil Wheel. Oh, God. Avoid those at all costs, but you got to do what you hate. All right, back here I have a variance of bars. I got this brother bar to the powerlifting bar you saw over there. That's the one I use more. The other one's kind of sticky when you're sliding on and off weights. This is my Olympic one for now. That is a 28 or 29 millimeter bar. That's the one I use to practice my Olympic lifts now. I hope to get, like I said, I hope to get a good bar soon. We're gonna. And this is the axle I use now. I got it taped up. I like it. I like the tapes on the grips. I like the hand grips. As you saw on my Olympic barbell, I have that taped right now as well. The knurl on the Olympic barbell I bought, I don't know about that. That was I bought that. It was probably I believe it was the first barbell I bought. But the knurl on it is just nasty, and we try to avoid that. But I like the feel of tape when I'm lifting. Also back here, I have the small straight standard bar, broken Olympic curl bar. Use a new screw, but I don't curl, so I don't really find a use to go buy it. Also back here is my dad's actually original bar. I think this is probably about 2 pounds. It holds the standard weights. I don't use it. It sits there one day. Probably use it for something, but I keep everything around. Got the dowel. When I'm instructing lifts, I try not to use a PVC pipe, because I find sometimes people can see it a little better with the dowel. So I use the dowel when I'm teaching my lifts. Also back here, you'll see the BodyWorks bars. 14 pounds, 22 pounds. Good for teaching lifts, I find. Very good. People aren't intimidated by the big barbell. They see this BodyWorks bar. It's got the foam on it. People aren't intimidated by it, so we really like to use those when we're teaching. Back here, you got the fridge filled with some horrible sample by Cynic 6, something like that. No, don't buy them. Not worth it. Also back here, you got the radio. Can't go wrong with the radio. Broken treadmill. Don't know exactly how it broke last year. Went to use it one day and just wasn't working anymore. One day I'll probably get someone out here to look at it, but I run outside if I'm going to run. And if I don't want to run outside, as I still go to school, we got the treadmills there and I'll run on them. Also up there, agility ladder. Got a few of these balls laying around. Also back here, you have a 12-pound slam ball. You got a 5-pound slam, 12-pound slam ball, 5-pound slam ball. Kettlebells up to 50 pounds. The kettlebells start at 3 or 4 pounds and they get up to 50. I used the 50. I want a 77. I want an 88, but everything I do right now is with 77. I do something that I learned at the powerlifting cert. The banded kettlebell swings. I really find a lot of use in those. We do have a step here. Don't use the step very often. Alright, so up here, as you can tell, we have a lot of people that come over and train and forget stuff. We have the homemade medicine ball, 23 pounds, filled with sand. Started as a basketball, cut it up, got the sand in there. Homemade sandbag. The homemade sandbag was a great addition. That's 20 pounds, 25 pounds, something like that. Down here, foam roller. I also have a rock roller in my car. I use that more with people that are tighter. I use it myself, the rock roller. I feel it hits it just a little bit harder, but you got to have some type of foam roller always available, I found. Headphones. This is a bag of 2-pound weights. Don't ever use those, but they are here. The heater. Wrote a post last winter about my heater. Man's best friend. And for a little thing, that thing heats this whole thing up in about 10 minutes. It gets up to 40, 50 degrees, middle of winter, snowing. If you've ever seen the video that we did, a wad knocker wad in the snow, that heater was our best friend after. And I had everything hanging up here in front of that heater, and that heater dried it all up overnight. Also, we do have the squat pad. Squat pad's good for two reasons. One, as you can get a different bar height on the lifts. Anything that can change a variable in what you're lifting, whether it be depth that you're squatting to, foot stance, anything, is going to work muscles just a little bit differently. So the squat pad, even though it does give that little bit of comfortableness that some people that you're training you do need to start with, it does add a different element to the squat. So I do suggest having one of those around. Also, when you're training new lifters, and for people like myself who've grown up with a bad back, if you are doing things such as a snatch push press, where you got to bring it back down on your back again, that pad can be a lifesaver for their back. That repeated hitting, it takes a while to get used to. Now I don't use it as much unless my back's in serious pain that day. But for someone that's starting lifting, I have them use that to allow them to get used to that little jerk, so that way they're not hurting themselves while they learn. Down here, Olympic lifting shoes. I was going to buy Nike Romulos, which were like $250 online with shipping. And then I went to my Olympic lifting cert, CrossFit One in Canton, Mass. Had the Olympic lifting shoes, 50% off, no shipping. That was the day I bought them. I was like, that's it. Here are extra mats. We lay those on the ground here, out to there, for lifting off of. Also squat stands. I am looking to get rid of my powerlifting, just because now that I focus purely on Olympic lifting, I don't use it that often. I don't find it as necessary. So pull together a few extra bucks and get some extra room in the process. As you've seen, this isn't a very big place. Got the rower here, Model B. Actually dropped 177 pounds on the cage. We're looking at taking off the cage now, as it makes a horrible clinging sound. But the rower I use almost every day. I love the rower. Down here is my pride and joys, the 100-pound plates. Search far and wide for those plates. Those plates, I wanted them and I got them eventually. Finally, the little things down here, that's the back. If I'm going to use a belt, that's the belt I use. I like the Velcro as I can adjust it just a little bit tighter. I don't have to rely on the notches of a leather belt. These won't last as long, but I can get another one if I really need it. Also down here, fractional plates. ATP Fitness is where to get your fractional plates. If you go to Rogue or Amazon or all these different places, you have to pay for your shipping that is like the same price as the fractional plates. It ends up costing you like $100. There, bought the fractional plates, same price for the fractional plates as at Rogue, but shipping was for like $3, which was beautiful because it's only really 5 pounds. Because that's what the shipping price doesn't make any sense to me. Over here, I have the small tires. I used them as box jumps last summer. This year, I will probably still use them as box jumps, but I also will use bumper plates as box jumps this year. But this year, I plan on doing some farmer's carries with them, which I am interested to try. Also back here, right before the Strongman cert with Rob Orlando down at Hybrid CrossFit. I've been very lucky with my certs. I've got a lot of the originals that have taught my certs. I love tire flips. Great hip exercise. Down here is one of the flat grounds. We lay the mats that I showed you out there as well. We do lifts off them. We do lifts with none of them. Over here on this end of the driveway, we do the same thing. That's another flat ground. There's 2 in our driveway. The street here, the dead end, love having the dead end. It's great for training. It's 50 meters across and back. And also, if you go the long way, you can get up to 100 meters. We measure those out multiple times to do some sprinting drills. And here is we do overhead walks. You'll find divots in the ground from the metal plates all the time. But that was my garage gym, everyone. This is the Garage Gym Junkie from garagegymjunkie.blogspot.com. See the full gym in picture now. See, not very big, and we do share it with everyone. But we do get it done. I believe everyone who wants to own a gym like myself should start in a garage gym. Humbleness, as Zach Evanesh would say. Again, this is garagegymjunkie.blogspot.com. Thank you very much. Have a good day.